Commissioners Cavell?
Here in Ferndale.
Thank you. Kowal?
Here in White Lake.
McGillivray?
Here, Madison Heights.
Howell? Charles? Oh, I didn't hear you. Commissioner Charles, I didn't hear you.
No, you can't hear me?
You're really far away.
Now we can.
Testing.
Okay.
1, 2, 1, 2.
I can hear you. You just need to speak up a little bit. You're far away.
Might be your volume.
Just to restate again?
Uh-oh.
Okay. Long?
Here in Commerce Township.
Moss? Did you make it? Powell? Markham?
Here in Novi.
Madam Chair, you have a quorum.
Okay, great. I need a motion for the approval of the agenda. We only have one item on it. Moved by Commissioner Charles, seconded by Commissioner Long. All in favor? Say aye.
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 Opposed? Opposed, say nay. Agenda is approved. Is there any public comment at this time?
Good evening. Currently, you have no one in the auditorium or committee room A. There are no online submissions, and there's no one in the audio room.
Okay, Charlie, does your cat want to say anything?
More butter.
More.
Yeah, really. Okay, well then I will close public comment and we will move into our meeting. We have no communications. The only item on our agenda is economic development, Michigan Economic Development Corporation and Michigan Small Business Survival Grant Program grant acceptance. I'll turn this over to Sean Carlson and Dan Hunter and you can tell us about it. Oh, and I need a motion. Right. Moved by Gary McGillivray, supported by Commissioner Kowal. All right. I'm glad we have Pam to tell me how to really do this.
Well, thank you.
Sean, what you got for us?
Yeah, thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you, Finance Committee, for taking this item. First of all, I want to thank you. I know you've got a busy night tonight, Board of Commissioners meeting. And I also want to just apologize. I'm really trying to adhere to the schedule and make sure that we get things in time to you so you don't have to do things like that. So, but in this particular instance, we did get a $6 million grant, $6 million and $75,000 from MEDC. The first communication that we had around this was the Thursday, I think it was prior to the Martin Luther King holiday. So that might have been the 15th, the 14th or 15th of January that we had a sense that it was, going to come down the pike. Michigan Strategic Fund Board approved it. And then they launched this survival grant program on the, I believe it was the Tuesday, the 19th. It was only open for 4 days. I expressed a little bit of concern to them because there was a lot of need, not only in our county, but across the state of Michigan, of trying to keep it open a little bit longer, but they wanted to get the dollars out the door. So they did have an application process. This is very similar to the grant that they ran, if you, some of the commissioners that were here last year recall, where they had the survival grant, or excuse me, the stabilization grant way back in March timeframe. And then they had the restart grant that was launched in July, which was around $11 million. And so we got 11% of the $55 million this time, which equated to $6 million $75,000. I was going to go through the regular process, but one of the requirements that they recently told us was that we needed to have all of the money delivered by February 28th. And for us to get the dollars out the door, we got all the applications in just a little over a week ago. And then we went through our evaluation process in regards to potential awardees. Now, I know that there's a committee that will be formed, and we will take this information, assuming that it passes tonight, to that oversight committee. We've got 3 different scenarios or recommendations for awards. We are leaning towards trying to support those companies that have not received any grants from Oakland County. They haven't received a recovery grant. They haven't received a stabilization, a restart grant. And so most of our data, as we share those scenarios, will focus on those awardees. Once we have approval from that oversight committee, we will then share those awardees with MEDC, and then we will send them over to our fulfillment center to cut the checks and send them out via FedEx. That is the plan and the strategy. So I trust that you've seen the details here in the resolution itself, and it's really to support those industries that have been impacted by the mask order, are also the shutdowns. We had a heavier weight on the restaurants, and then some of the exercise and recreational facilities, and then of course the retail and the personal care. Again, we leaned on the side, if they have not won a grant, we certainly wanted to be equitable and help those companies that haven't received anything to date. So I'll stop there, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Carlson. I, for one, am really excited to hear that you're still trying to drill down and reach those small businesses that have not yet had a grant. I'm really appreciative of that, because they're still out there and they're hungry and hurting. So that's good. Let's see, Commissioner Long had a question, and then I believe Commissioner Moss. Go ahead,
Thank
Commissioner
you,
Long.
Madam Chair. Sean, it might be in there, but I can't pull up that resolution now. How many applications have you had so far? You said you already received the application because this time frame so fast. How many have you received?
Great question. It is not in the resolution, but it is a great question. We received right around 6,500 applications.
Wow.
And so we're trying to make a meaningful grant. And so some of our scenarios, in one of our scenarios, we have about 1,400 that will be receiving the grant. So a lot of those are folks that have gotten grants in the past. That's not to suggest that they're not still hurting, but we're really trying to lean into those that have met our gateway criteria and have not received a grant. That's what we leaned on the most.
Thank you, and it sounds like you guys really moved fast, so I'm sure the businesses in Oakland County really appreciate that. If you got that many applications that fast, that's really fast work for government.
Yeah.
As we all know, right? Yeah.
We have a great economic development team, and it's fortunately and unfortunately, they're becoming really good at grants. So
yeah, that's a fast turnaround there. Thank you.
Thanks for the question. I'm sorry, Madam Chair, can't hear you.
Commissioner Moss.
Thank you very much. I got here late, so maybe I'm coming from Birmingham, Michigan. What about, I didn't get all the bit about oversight from the Board of Commissioners. What plans for oversight of this money coming in and going out do we have?
I believe that they are going to, it's the Pandemic Response Ad Hoc Committee that was also created in the fund balance resolution. And so we would leverage that oversight committee with this particular grant as well.
What do you mean leverage? It's going to go there? You're going to use that
Yeah,
committee.
and it's my understanding that there's a subcommittee to that that is going to specifically look at these grants.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I assume I'll know what those subcommittees are when we pass them. Excellent, thank you.
I think Commissioner Powell had a question and then Commissioner Kowal.
Is there going to be a certain dollar amount, or is that what the subcommittee or committees are going to determine? 'Cause I was on the first round. I know we did stuff a little different the second and the third, and I did come late as well. Oh, and I'm from Pontiac. I'm in Pontiac. And I just wanted to know, what does that look like, Sean? You probably went over it, but I'm sorry I was late. So I was just trying to see what that looked like.
I didn't go out. Great question, Commissioner Powell. I didn't go over that. What we will be recommending to that oversight committee is grant awards of $5,000 and as high as $7,500. I know that the resolution says the MEDC grant authorizes up to $20,000, but the more we give, the less we can give it to. So we're trying to make these grants meaningful. We think about if they have rent space or mortgages to pay from a building perspective, can we help them make, a payment for 1 or 2 months, possibly 3? So we were looking at it from that perspective. Of course, they can use it for other eligible expenses as well, but so that was our rationale.
Okay, thank you.
And then Commissioner Kowal.
Commissioner
We'll let
Marco,
Angie finish.
you had stated the committee. Is that committee going to consist of like commissioners and economic development like before?
Yes.
Okay, got it. Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Yep. Commissioner Kowal.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just was wondering, Sean, how did the word go out about these grants so that people would know to apply for them?
So the word went out. We posted it on our website, and then MEDC also had posted it on their website and also sent out advertisements as well, announcing that these grants were available. Of course, it was a quick turnaround, and there were some things that they had to work through. Meaning some people were trying to get applications in, and they actually had time slots that were like at 1:30 in the morning. So we said, hey, that's not right. You need to, be able to accept their application. So we were able to get everybody in, but just to let you know, and that was statewide, not just Oakland County perspective, but I know of a particular situation where one business was, had reached out to us and said, hey, they told me my time slot was 1:30 in the morning. So we were able to get them back in the queue and be able to get their application. So.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Kowal. Commissioner Cavell.
Thank you, Chair Markham. And Sean, thank you for the quick turnaround. Again, I got to echo, this is great to see moves being made. Is the app, and forgive my ignorance, is the application still open for businesses to apply to? So if I'm talking to our Ferndale Chamber Director about local businesses, what do I tell them about this?
Yeah, unfortunately, it's not, Commissioner Cavell. It opened up on the 19th and closed down on the 22nd.
Okay.
Yeah, that MEDC controlled the application process. Once they got all the applications across the state of Michigan, then they sent it out to the 12 EDOs, the Economic Development Organizations, of which we were one of them. And so then we received our 6,500 applications and then quickly started reviewing them.
Cool, thank you. And then one last thing, if I could, you were saying that the distribution is going to be roughly $5,000 to $7,500. Did I hear that right when you answered?
Yes, our recommendation that will be taken to the Oversight Committee will be $5,000 for retail, $5,000 for personal care, recreational facilities, which there's not a lot, but some that didn't receive grants, $7,500 for exercise, and then food service and bar, $7,500. That is our recommendation. And then of course we can make those adjustments once we have a discussion, but we're ready to go. As soon as this passes, we will look to try to convene whoever the members are of that committee as soon as possible so that we can get the money out to the businesses as quick as possible.
Okay, and the operative word you said there is adjustments, right? So if someone if they wouldn't benefit from $5,000 but would benefit from $8,000, there's adjustable.
Adjustments would be made according to the commissioners and the dialogue back and forth with the executive office. That's the adjustment, not with the businesses. Hey, what do we want to do here? This is our recommendation. Does everybody feel good about it? If we need to tweak that, then we'll tweak that. Hey, we want everybody to get $7,500. If we do, please understand that's going to take us from $1,300, $1,400 down to about $1,000. So,
Understood. And I guess if I could ask one last thing, Chair Markham.
Sure. Go ahead.
And again, sorry for not sending these to you beforehand, Sean. I don't mean to jump you, but
no worries.
do you just in your own professional opinion have an opinion on give 50 businesses $50,000 or give 10,000 businesses $500? Which end of the spectrum do you think is most beneficial?
We
at your druthers.
Yeah, we are trying to make the distribution as meaningful as possible. And to me, based upon the dollars that we're getting on the grants here, I feel like 5,000 is meaningful. We're talking about folks that haven't got a grant before. 5,000 to 7,500 is meaningful because they haven't got a grant before and they're hurting. And can that help them pay the rent to keep that store in place, for another month or two? So that's what we're trying to do here.
Appreciate that.
Anybody else have any questions for Sean? Going once, going twice. Okay, I don't see anybody. So with that being said, Pam, you want to call the roll?
Sure. On item number 1, Commissioners Cavell,
Yes.
Colwell. Yes. McGillivray,
Yes.
Howell,
Yes.
Charles,
Too many computers going.
Charles. Well, somebody needs to mute. I couldn't hear Commissioner Charles.
Charles.
Okay, try again.
All right, we'll go ahead and punch through this pretty quick. Anything crazy that you guys see on the consent agenda?
Somebody needs to mute.
Rick Moss, mute.
Ross, you're
Boss, yes.
Okay, Commissioner Charles,
Nope. Okay, I didn't think so.
just put your thumbs up. Okay. Lon,
Yes.
DC small business grants? Any
Boss,
Yes.
from anyone?
Markham.
yes.
Madam Chair, you have 8 yeas and 0 nays.
Okay, motion passes. Does anybody have anything else to come before the Finance Committee? If not, I will call the Finance Committee adjourned at 5:06 p.m. Thanks, everybody, for coming early.
Thank you, Sean.
Thank you.
See you at 6.